Actually,
Alright, so on this side we have Cyrain going to be spawning as the pink Terran player. His opponent is going to be cheesemage over here as the blue Terran player. And of course, Cyrain does play for the UMBC CSL team, so a frightening foe indeed.
Wow.
For
That's
cheesemage.
good to know. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the, what is it, the CSL Collegiate Star League?
Collegiate Star League.
Collegiate Star League, yep. You guys can look for your own schools. I know that Towson has a competing team, and UMBC obviously does.
Go to cstarleague.com, check it out. All you need is, I think, 4 or 5 players to be able to start a team, so it's very easy to get a team going. There are over 300 teams in the Collegiate Star League already, so go ahead and check that out. And one other thing, I got this from one of our spectators here. There's going to be some Baltimore Barcraft for you guys in Baltimore. It's going to be at the Pratt Street Ale House on October 16th. It's going to be for MLG Orlando. You can check it out on Reddit. Just search Barcraft, so you'll be able to check that out.
Yep, and that would be the closest one located at the UMBC. The next one would be in Washington, D.C., and that one is going to be geared toward for the opening at the NASL.
Yeah, of course, I think you'll have to be 21 or at least 18, something like that.
Yeah,
so
most likely 21,
I'm looking at blank space because I was too busy being excited about Barcraft.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the game. So far, we're basically seeing mirror openings. Not unusual at all, especially in a TVT.
Yeah, which is why I was sort of ignoring it.
Yeah. We should take a step back and get out of the game.
So we're just looking at both players getting their orbital commands. It's actually late for cheesemage, so that's interesting, seeing that they were going mirror builds. So that's a little bit strange. Looks like a barracks is coming up for Cyrain, while cheesemage is getting up his reactor on his first barracks.
Yeah, it looks like cheesemage might want to try to expand off of this with a little bit of mass marine, but it looks like that Cyrain's more prone to tech.
Yeah, it looks like his factory is... Actually, that was a factory. I called it a barracks just now. Whoops. We do have additional barracks coming up for cheesemage, so it looks like he may actually be going for some sort of push off of one base.
Yeah, if he decides to put an add-on on both of those and maybe get the triple add-on for his barracks, that push can be very deadly if Cyrain isn't expecting it. And so far, Cyrain doesn't have any kind of tech lab or racks for that matter.
Finally, a tech lab coming up on the factory that will allow him to get siege tanks, or perhaps go for some blue flame hellions, be able to get that out onto the field. Cyrain getting behind on his mule dropping.
You know, the Marine Hellion push can be very effective, especially early game, and he knows that cheesemage hasn't walled off, so he would be pretty vulnerable, and he also scouted a little bit of bio.
Yeah, any sort of run by could do a lot of damage. Looks like the Marines are parked at the front, but as you know, Marines are light, and Hellions are very good against light. So we'll see exactly what he's going for. Looks like Sea Shank's on the way right now, so no Hellions as of yet.
Yeah, but cheesemage is going for that that looks to be heavy marauder, so it's going to be, it looks like a 3-racks off of one base.
So it is going to be a stim pack coming up for cheesemage, also the combat shield coming up at the same time, so this will be a pretty strong one-base push, I imagine. Anything aside from that would put him a little bit behind just because of the teching, and especially because Sea Shanks are so great against Marines.
Yeah, the real question here is whether or not Cyrain is going to have enough siege tanks to hold this off. I mean, if cheesemage has enough marauders, he can just straight stim and move his way forward.
And the Sea Shank is in a little bit of a vulnerable position as of this point, so we'll see him probably put that a little bit further back just to make sure it doesn't get sniped off too early. It looks like he's actually going for the Marine tank push. And here comes cheesemage. This could catch Cyrain way out of position, and if he gets this army killed off, it's going to be troublesome. And we'll see. Cyrain did have an SCV scout ahead, and the siege check is almost finished. It looks like the marauders are coming up. Oh!
Siege tanks, or excuse me, siege mode is not finished researching, so he's very vulnerable right now. Just completing there, but still, it looks like he wants to move forward with the push.
Siege mode is finishing up right now, so he will be able to siege those tanks up and be able to do the damage. Bunker is at the top of the ramp, but it's going to rely on cheesemage running his marauders up to those tanks, and Cyrain is in a bad position sort of right now. Sim is not done, so he can't actually sim forward and do the quick damage, but it looks like the siege tanks quickly get taken out, and he's going to have to be pulling back right now.
Wow, he's just so vulnerable right now. And even with his reinforcements, he only has one tank out, and he's in a bad position right now.
Yeah, he's got to siege that tank up. He's got to get the Marines in position to be able to deal with this. We'll see if he's able to do it. He's spreading out his Marines a little bit. He's also got SCVs up to the front to be able to repair that tank, just in case. Also throwing down a bunker to be able to defend against this impending push. It looks like a command center has actually been started by cheesemage. So if he decides to just macro behind this, this could put him a little bit behind, just because the tech is in favor of Cyrain, as well as the command center is finished up basically for Cyrain as well.
That's true. Cyrain's in a position here where his first attack definitely didn't go well, but he does have an expansion up. So right now he should just fall back on the security of his tech and let those siege tanks do the work.
Yeah. And we have the starport out. We'll be able to get those medevacs out to heal up those injured Marines as well. His stim is going to be really late, as he is only now not getting a tech lab on the barracks. I was going to say that's a tech lab, but when I clicked on it, nope.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what he's going to do from here. So far, he's sticking on the Marine siege tank, but you never know if he decides to go late game mech.
So we've got cheesemage now finishing his command center. We'll be able to turn that into a orbital command and move out. Looks like double starport going down for cheesemage, so I'm interested to see what he's trying to do here. Perhaps going to go for some delayed banshees? That'd be interesting.
That harassment style is definitely effective, but I'd like to see battlecruisers, even though it's definitely a little early.
Yeah.
But, you never know with late game.
Battlecruiser rush, day 9 style.
Exactly. But we already said that Cyrain really isn't going anywhere, and the timing for cheesemage's bio push it's just falling more and more behind.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the security here with the siege tanks, it's very difficult for him to engage.
And Cyrain does see the push going to be coming soon. He has 5 siege tanks out, so we'll see if cheesemage is able to bust in here. He has a very substantial Marine Marauder force with the stim ready, as well as the extra health for those Marines, the combat shield.
Yeah, so scan dropping right there for cheesemage. He sees Cyrain set up, and he's definitely going to fall back and just sit on his expansion.
And Cyrain is mining in a full capacity from his natural expansion. He's even got the 2 gas here. And right now, cheesemage trying to catch up with a bunch of SCVs. He transferred all of his SCVs. All of them. Every single last SCV to the natural expansion. So he's going to be able to get that extra gas coming up.
Yeah, that's a fierce SCV spread right there. Hopefully he decides to start dropping mules. Even with mules alone, he'll still be able to mine that out relatively fast.
Yeah, and here comes Cyrain moving out with his sea shanks. It looks like he has 7 sea shanks, just a handful of Marines. A couple of Vikings out ahead of the army, going to be able to take out 1 Marauder. So we'll see if this push works out for him. And the scan going down, cheesemage is going to have to meet this army out there while it's still unsieged, or this could mean really bad things for his bio army.
Yeah, he's going to get pressed in right here. And with that Viking count, he basically has air dominance, so the siege tanks are going to be devastating right here.
Yeah, especially against this ridge right here. Any reinforcements from the main will be sieged down, and there is a command center getting rained down on. That SCV does not have safe working conditions. Someone call OSHA. Get him out of there. It looks like a medevac is going to get taken out as well. 2 medevacs in a row. Looks like those medevacs going down is not going to be good.
Getting pummeled while he walks up the ramp via the Vikings.
Oh, no.
And look at that. That command center might actually go down.
The Marines also getting into position. A couple of sea shanks unsieging, going to be creeping forward to that natural expansion. Looks like that natural expansion will be under siege. A sea shank making it to the top as well. The Marines going to be able to clean up a couple of Marauders there. Cyrain is looking in such a great position.
Yep, with this air dominance, with his Viking production, he's really put himself in a position where there's just really nothing cheesemage can do except take the damage. And look at this command center is probably going to go burn down. He still hasn't pulled any harvesters to repair it.
Natural expansion did just fall with the Marines stutter stepping to take out a couple of those SCVs. The Sea Shanks also taking a bunch of those guys out. The supply depot neutral one actually goes down as well.
There is a counter drop going on for cheesemage right now, but the reinforcements are basically taking care of it.
Yeah, there's a Viking on the ground as well as a Sea Shank. All the SCVs pulled from the main just to make sure no damage is dealt, but it looks like the Terran army from Cyrain is encroaching here. The stim pack is not going to be enough to break through this one. All of those Sea Shanks over there taking out the production facilities. This is the last position you want to be in as a Terran player, with the Sea Shanks blasting down your production facilities. All the SCVs sacrificing themselves to the Sea Shanks, and it looks like this game is definitely over.
We're going to see a GG here any minute. I mean, Cyrain literally has
unhappy
there's
face.
A sad face. There's a GG.
GG.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Posting the sup man face. Oh jeez.
And this game goes to Cyrain. Cyrain taking at 2-0 in round 2, going to be able to advance to round 3.